Hello, welcome to Code Fast with the amazing Prince Lee. I am so happy that we have gotten to this point where we are going to be learning about HTML. The meaning of HTML is the hypertext markup language. So this is what the browser we use to understand our content, right? So now we in our previous video we learned about the file extension and also we learned about the um, integrated development environment. We are using the VS Code, and we were able to create our first file in our directory and name it the index.html. So now the file has been created, but the file is empty. So in web development, HTML file, everything in HTML must be tagged. So that's why we are going to be learning about the different tags in HTML so we can start building our application. So now, the first tag that we are going to be looking at, the first tags are the boilerplate tags. So this boilerplate is very, very important. This is the first that you are going to do in your document before you start creating other components or other elements, right? So we have this doc type, we have the HTML tag, right? And we have the head tag, we have the title tag, we have the meta tags, we have the link tag, we have the script tag, and we have the body tags. So we have two types of tags. We have the opening and um, closing tag, and we have also the self-closing tag. I will explain that in my the code. So in our tag, we talk about the what HTML tags, right? So the HTML tag is opening and a closing tag. So this is the difference between an opening and closing tag. Let me show you. So this is the HTML tag and this is the root tag, right? So the HTML is an opening tag. So this is opening tag is a tag that is wrapped with angle um, the angle brackets. So this is how the closing tag is, right? It has the difference is just the forward slash before the tag name inside, right? So what this means is I'm bringing it down because every other um, tag must be inside the HTML tag. We have the head tags, we have the body tags. So I'm teaching you how to build the structure. There's a shortcut of doing this, but I love teaching my students how to do this so that they are going to code with understanding, right? So how to know this thing? You know that just take this HTML like the house that houses every other tag, right? Then now take the head tag and the body tag to be a person inside this house. So when and somebody have what the head and the what and the body. So we now have we have the head. So it is an opening and closing tag. That's why you see there's two tags, right? This is where it opens and this is where it closes. So we now have the what the the body. So just by doing this alone, you've already successfully implemented your boiler plates, right? So now I'm going to tell you about the head tag and the body tag, right? So this, before I tell you about the body head tag, let me start with the body tag. So the body tag is the entire area where users are going to see when you build your when you put build a document, the visible um, area of these documents. That is what it is. That means everything you want to be visual to users must be in between the body tag, sorry, in between the opening tag and the closing tag, right? So let me just put some things inside here, right? So and I'm going to open the file. So you see, so if to illustrate this small, I will just go ahead and apply some color to that body so that you will see um, what I'm talking about. So let me just add background color. Don't worry, I'm just doing some CSS, or we'll get to this point where we are going to be learning about CSS. For now, I'm just illustrating to tell you, to show you something, but we'll get to this point. So let's go back there. Now you see, where did I look at it? Where did I apply this color? I apply this color on the body. This is the body. This is where the body opens, and this is where the body closes. I put this content inside it, and I colored the body. Now look at it. Now you see that the whole view area of the web page is the body, right? The whole view area of this web page is the body. So everything that you want your people to visualize in this document, you should put them inside the body. So in other words, there will be children in the body, right? This child and children stuff is very, very important in coding. Now, just look at it. It's very simple. This is the HTML. HTML is like the parent, and this parent have two children, right? The body tag and the head tag and the what and the body tag. So both of them are siblings. So if I come inside this place and put any other tag inside the body between the opening tag and the closing tag of the body, if I put any other tag inside here, so now what this means is this is a child of the body, right? The HTML, I have two children, head and body. Then this is just like a grandchild of the HTML, right? It's not a direct child, it's a child of the body, and the body is a child of the HTML, right? So I remind you that the um, whatever you put inside the body is what is going to be visualized for the users that want to read your documents should see. So that is what they should see. So now let us go back to our um, tags. We are going to be learning about a lot of tags, right? So we have learned. Okay, let me tell you about this doc type. This doc type is you're telling the browser that you're trying to use HTML5. So you can decide to put it, or you can leave it. But there's one very shortcut of doing your boilerplates, right? So there's one very shortcut. You just press your if you're using Windows, just press your Shift and you press your like that number one, or is it the exclamation sign. So once you see this sign, you look for it on your keyboard, press Shift and you press it. Once you click it, VS Code will automatically create the boilerplate for you. Everything about the boilerplate. See the HTML open tag. This is the HTML closing tag. This is the header opening tag. The header have some children, meta and title, and this is the closing tag of the header. So it's almost the same thing that we did. It just added um, some other tags. So if you look at it, is the what we did, right? So this is the body type. So this is what we did. So this means you're trying to tell the browser that is English, use English, that English language is what you will use for the contents, right? So this is our boilerplate. So now, um, We have studied about the HTML, the head tag, the body tag. So this title tag now, if you look at your you look at your web page, you're going to see the tabs. You see, like this one you see now, this what you see here, this tab, all these tabs you see there is a write up. So these are the title. This is where the what the title tag does. So you can use it to write the name or to title your web pages, right? So this is our own that we just did. We have not used the title tag, so that's why it's like. So let us add the title tag, right? So this is the body part. This is the body. I've not put anything inside this body. So let us. Your title is inside your head tag, right? It's where you're going to write your title. So title is also opening and closing tag. So we'll just say, let's just give it any name. Say our websites. All right, and you save. So now let us check it out. Let's refresh. So you see the title have changed to what? Our website. So that is what the title tag is used for. So the next we are going to look at is the meta tag. The meta tag actually is used for for SEO or Google. If you want Google to creep on your website very well, it's used for Google SEOs very well. That is what basically is used for, and some other things. Then your link tag and tag. This is a tag that you use. So you want to make you want to link uh, you want to link some you want to make references and link other documents, or maybe if you have your CSS document and you want to link it to your as the name implies, it's used to make references and link. So that is what the link tag is used for. So as we go on, we are going to practicalize it, and when we practicalize it, you will know how to use it very much, right? So like I told that every single thing in the HTML documents must be tagged. So this script tag is what we use to tag our JavaScript code. So when we start learning JavaScript, we must ensure that every JavaScript code is in between the opening tag of the script tag and the closing tag of the script tag. So this is what I mean. So if I am writing the script tag inside my body, so this is the script, right? So if I'm writing a JavaScript inside this, I must make sure that it's in between I must make sure that it's in between the opening script tag and the closing script tag, right? So let us save and see what our JavaScript is going to run. Okay, see it running. Says hello world, right? All right. So we are moving. So that is it for you. So when you're creating your website, you must be intentional. You don't just create because you cram code. You just want to create things. You must use it. You must define your code according to what you want. That's why you see a lot of people have a lot of codes. They don't even know how to read their codes, you know. But when you understand coding, you'll be able to code clean codes. You'll be intentional. So that is my mission. That is where I am trying to drive us to know how to master and understand coding very well and use it to solve the knowledge we have gained to use it to solve problems. So in this class, we'll be learning more about our tags and before we start building things. If you don't understand them, how can you use them? That's why I spend a lot of time in my introduction class. So if you are not patient enough to go through my introduction class, you're going to be missing a lot. So now, so we have finished talking about the boilerplates. So take note, this is how you do your boilerplate. So now let us now start looking at other important tags that you need to be acquainted with. So we also have our heading tags. Our heading tags is from H1 to H6, and our heading tag is also a opening and closing tag. That means if I am writing this H1, I need to also close it. If I'm using this H6, I also need to close it. We have a self-closing tag also, but later we'll talk about that. But if you look at some of these tags here, like this link tag is a self-closing tag, but later we'll talk about it so you know more about self-closing tag. But let us now look at the H1 tag. So now the H1 tag is our heading tag. Like if you're creating a document, you want to make some headings. Um, you know that it will be unique. It will be different from the paragraph if you're making the normal document, right? Letters, you're writing letters, yeah. So the same applies. So whatever content you put inside the H1 tag, the H1 will add a default style to it, so it will look like a heading. So let us make use of it. So like I told you before, if you remember, everything you want the users to see must fall inside the body, right? So I want them to see my heading. So like I told you that the H1 is what? The opening and closing tag. Then anything I write inside it will now be the contents of the tag, right? So there's one thing I want to tell you. Once there's a tag and that tag have any content at all, even though the content is another tag, it is now called a what? Element. It is now called what? An element. So now, but let us look at what this H1 tag is going to do to this content of his. So let us check it. All right, you look at it. So it applied what? It applied some default styles to it. Makes it increase the font and they made it bolder, right? Made it bolder. So let us write just this hello world without tagging it so you see the difference. Now you see the difference. So this is not tagged with the H1 heading tag. So you see, so let us tag this one now with the H2 so that you see the differences. So we'll put this one inside the H2. This is H. This is supposed to be H2. Let me just run it down to H6 so we'll see all the differences. Change this to 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6. So you save. Make sure you save. After you save, you go back to your listen. If you don't see the changes, you refresh your page. So now this is the differences between H1 and H6. So this content is tagged with the H1. This content is tagged with the H2 down to H6. So this is where it is. So conventionally, good practice, if in a document you should have just one H1 tag. Then every other tag you can be there, but ensure you have H1, one H1 tag. So now um, the next um, the next tag that we are going to be discussing about is the paragraph tags, right? So what this does is you're trying to tell the browser or you're telling the computer that whatever content in this tag is a paragraph. So that is what you're telling the computer. So let's take this off. Let's just have this one. And let's put our paragraph tag. Our paragraph tag is also an opening and closing tag. So I want to put some content inside this paragraph tag now. So you can also put your tags side by side and write in it, right? Well, and you can also take it down and also write in between them. It's still the same thing, right? But when you take it down, you have more space to write more things, right? So let me just put some paragraph. All right. So there is this thing in VS Code called Lorem, right? I can use it to just generate random text. So I can, if I write a lorem, I say, okay, give me like 300 words. That is what this means. I press enter. I think 300 is too much, right? So let me just put a 60 or 30 should be okay. Yeah, so I want to make a paragraph and I don't have time to go and look for what to type. So I just use this to get a placeholder text, right? So let us now take a look. So refresh. Now, are you seeing? So now it considered this to be what our H1, then it has considered this to be our what? Our paragraph. So let us make more paragraph. Let me do another paragraph and I'll make this one Lauren. Let me just make this one 200. So I save. Now you look at it, you see. So we have paragraph one, we have another paragraph. So let us make another paragraph again. I don't have time to go and look for content, so I just want to make use of this to be getting my content for my paragraph. I save, and if you're not seeing anything, make sure you refresh. When you refresh, you're going to see your changes, right? So we have paragraph one, two, paragraph, and this one. So we have more paragraph. So what does this HTML help you to do? It helps us to do what? To structure our our documents, right? So let me remove all the tags and see what is going to play out. So let me remove this. I remove this. I remove this. I remove all the tags. All right. I remove all the tags in the body. So you see everything just looks so neat here, right? But let us check how it is. Save it, Ctrl S, and go and refresh if you're not refreshed. Now, what do you see right now? You see, it does not have a structure. Then it had a structure, right? But right now it does not have a structure. So that is the importance of what the HTML and our tags, right? So if I bring all my tags back, save, see, it's more meaningful right now. It's more meaningful right now. All right. So the next one that we are going to be looking at is our span. Is our span. So the span is an inline um, tag, right? So when we learn about inline and block elements, we are going to talk more about this span, right? So but right now, let us move to the next one. This strong is when you want to make any content you wrap in this strong, it will make it bold. Any content you wrap with this EM is going to make it bold and italic. So you can try it by yourself because of time. Then this is the break tag, and this is the line tag. So if I want, like for example, now let's take a look at our website. So now if you see this is long like this, I just want to break from here. So this should come down. If I apply my break tag on it, so you will see how it works. So at this point in time, I want to add the break tag. All right. So let's take a look at it. So you see what happened? It breaks the line. So so that is what the break tag is is used for. So so we have the HR is want to just draw a line, like draw a line. If I want a line in between this tag now, and I do HR, all right. So look at the line. So that is how you make a line. All right. So this is where we are going to stop in our HTML tags. In our next lesson, we are going to be looking at the division tags, right? We are going to be looking at the division tags and we get to know what it's about. So thank you, and I'll see you in my next class. Ensure that you subscribe to this video and then you like and share with your friends. Thank you, and see you in the next class.